All right, guys, back today with some Amazon Prime Day flashlight deals, and we are digging a little bit deeper into some of the more premium flat flashlights that you guys have been asking for. I do a lot of deals on high value and budget items, and these are definitely high value, but they're not necessarily budget, but they are today. This is the last day of the Prime special, so let's dig in and talk about all of these deals, why I like them so much, and spend a little bit more time on some of my favorite flashlights that you can get for sub $100, sub $70, and sub $50. The first one is a keychain light from Nitecore, and this is pretty cool because you can actually press that top button and see what you are set at and then preset the flashlight to whatever lumens you want before you turn it on. Now that is really cool, especially when you might be walking around the house at night and you don't want to wake up your significant other. You can switch that over to the 1 lumen setting and then just kind of quietly sneak around, get a glass of water, run to the restroom, check out that noise that's bumping in the night, and if you need to click it up, you simply click it up while it's on, up to 200 lumens. I love this flashlight, especially for the money. It also reads out how much battery life you have left in hours and minutes on the display. This thing is a freaking beast of a keychain flashlight. Now, they launched at $50. There's a few color variations of this light available. They generally sell for $39.99, but right now what they're doing is put them on sale for $31.96. So a really good Prime Day deal on that Nitecore Tiny 3. Definitely worth every penny in my opinion, although again, it's a little bit more than other keychain lights I recommend. If that's still just a little bit too much for a keychain light, wait for the AceBeam. That one's coming up in a little bit. The next one I want to discuss is going to be the EDC23. Now, this is the smallest flat flashlight that Nitecore currently offers, and it's got a great user interface and a mechanical lockout switch. I love that about a lot of the Nitecores. They have that mechanical lockout switch. They're very easy to take off and then hit that button. Now, for me, you are going to half press this to get to a 2500 turbo mode, and you actually have a countdown timer of how long that turbo is good, and then a cool down time when you can use it again. You can also fully press that for a defensive strobe. You can click this light on, cycle through the modes just like the other light, and it tells you how much hours and minutes are left on there. Now, you can also half press this to go into a low 15 lumen mode, and while this is on, say you want maybe 65 lumens for walking a trail at night, or you hear something, you can actually click the turbo button while it's on that lower setting and then let go and it goes back. Very, very, very convenient. Love this flashlight. I actually do a little hayride every year with the family. And while I'm on the tractor in the fields, I keep one of the EDCs on me. Generally, I carry the EDC25 or the 27 just because it's a little bit bigger. But I will keep it on that low mode while I'm driving to kind of scan around at night through the field. And if I see some deer or I want to show somebody something, I can just click that turbo, show it, and then let back off. It's very convenient with the one-hand operation. Now, that EDC23 generally sells for $75, on sale for $59.99, so a great price on this flashlight right here. The EDC25 gives you a full-size power, gives you a low battery indicator, a brightness setting indicator. You've got the turbo mode right there. Again, very simple mode of operation. You can cycle through those modes. These generally sell for right at about $75 as well, on sale for $59.99. So what we are looking at right here is the EDC27 UHI. So it's got a little bit better user interface than the 25. Full-size flashlight, you can cycle through the modes again. It reads it out. Again, you can go to the turbo if you need to and then let go when it goes back to that standard setting. Love this as kind of like a full-size version of the EDC25, a little bit more powerful, an LCD display. These are going to be on sale as well, and there's also a few versions. Now, the EDC29 is probably the Mac Daddy of the full-size flat flashlights. On this one, you do have a mechanical lockout switch, which is great. I love having that mechanical lockout switch. USB-C recharging. All of these are going to be USB-C recharging. This one, again, cycles through those modes. But at your top end, you've got 1,200 lumens. And then on the turbo, you've got 3,000 lumens on the turbo. Great center spot on all of these lights with a nice diffuse surrounding light. Love this flashlight, especially, again, when it is on sale. Now, that EDC29 is not the cheapest flashlight in the world. And when you were looking at them, they generally sell about $109, so about $110. For me, if I can get this under $100, I feel good about the flashlight. They're actually on sale right now on Amazon at $87.96. Now, a brand new flashlight that they just came out with is the EDC37. For me, this is a great flashlight for law enforcement, EMT, or to keep in your car, or a plate carrier or budget battle belt setup. And let me explain why. You do have a mechanical lockout switch on here, so you can see you can lock it out, but it's also very intuitive. Swipe off, and then you are back in here. You also have a turbo mode, a half-press turbo mode. And when you do that half-press turbo mode, you are getting, I believe, 3,000 lumens. Now watch this. Full press, 8,000 lumen turbo mode on this guy. 3,000, 8,000. That is insane brightness. Now, if you're in law enforcement and you are looking at something in the car window, maybe you're searching a vehicle, something like that. Again, you can cycle through the modes in the standard way. But maybe that passenger starts to get a little bit unruly, or you want to disorient him. Boom, 8,000 turbo mode right to the face. That's pretty cool right there. If you're search and rescue and you are, again, looking through a field like this 100 lumens, you know you've got 21 hours left. That's great. Boom, into turbo mode, either low turbo or high turbo. Love that about this light. You also have window breakers up front, so if you need to enter a vehicle, you can crack that window. I've actually used these and tested this down on the land on a vehicle. If you're not familiar, my first channel, I have a lot of vehicles down on the land, down on the range. We broke a window with one of them, and it worked out great. So love this light. If it's in your kit, if it's in your setup, it's not going to come on. Swipe it off. Right there, you've got a lot of light power. You can also half press this to go 15 lumens if you're walking around camp at night. This is a freaking awesome flashlight. Again, about the only problem I can see with this awesome flashlight is the price point. It generally sells for $150. They actually since dropped the price to $139.99, I believe. I think they launched at $150, but anyways, it's on sale at $125.96 right now, so a really good opportunity on that. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the AceBeam keychain light. Now, for me, this is a great little keychain light. Love the feature set on here. So you've got a very nice kind of sleek looking EDC light. You can turn that on. It remembers the last setting. Long press to cycle through the modes. So very convenient right there. You can double click into a turbo mode, which is up to 500 lumens. And they have a cool colors. If you're like an EDC match guy like me and you want to match out your EDC or take some Instagram photos, love the color variations of this light. USB-C recharging, but it's got a charging port door. I love the door. The door feels premium, and it is a premium feature. A lot of those rubberized tabs can rip off. They can be frustrating to stick in. They're always coming off. Having that door right there makes this just a more premium feeling flashlight. These generally sell for $20. They're on sale for $13.99 this Prime Day. Great opportunities there. Now we are moving on to RovyVon. Now, a lot of guys will ask some of the main differences between Nitecore and RovyVon, and I'm going to try to summarize as best I can. Product finishing, product build quality, I'm going to give it to Nitecore. The LCD displays, the overall feel of the light itself, the user interface, it's very intuitive, it's very responsive, but where RovyVon really kills it is, watch this. I'm going to flip this to the side, and I'm going to pop out 2 batteries, and then I'm going to close this, I'm going to lock it, and the light still works. How cool is that? This is a dual fuel flashlight, and I don't think Nitecore does that at all. Now, the dual fuel flashlight is going to be really convenient because you can cycle through one mode to the other, and then you can actually cycle from the battery to the light itself, or to the internal battery. USB-C recharging, so you can run off of the rechargeable battery, charge your light again, run off the rechargeable battery, charge it again, but then you can actually switch over to that internal battery for emergency or bug out prepping situations. You can flip the clip, you can reverse it right here to use it as a headlamp. Love this light, especially for the price point. It's got the turbo, the strobe. Great light, especially for the money. When you were looking at some of these RovyVon lights, what we looked at right here is probably one of my favorite flat flashlights, under 50 for a dual fuel design. I do love a lot of those Woobin HDO1s with the UVs, the side cob lights. They've got a lot more features, and those are running about 30 right now on Amazon. We already did a deal video. So those are probably one of my favorites under 50, but it's not dual fuel. This is the only one that I can think of that's dual fuel, and right now it's under 50. They generally sell for $80. So you are saving more than $32 on this flashlight. It's on sale for $48.77. RovyVon also has a ton of other options, like this particular guy, the E30 or the E90, where you can turn on the side light, long press. You can also double click for the red. You can also have that as an alert strobe right there in an emergency situation. You can also triple click and go to UV. So really like this light. A lot of good options with RovyVon, and not all of them are going to be dual fuel. So you need to look at which one RovyVons are dual fuel, which one have other features and things like that. But I figured I would give you a more in-depth look at that. And the last deal I want to discuss is actually an EDC pouch that I was trying to find the other day and couldn't find it. This one is the X-House. It works out pretty good. Decent zippers on this little EDC pouch. If you wanted something to store some of your EDC gear, these generally sell $7.99, on sale for $6.39. And a couple of repeat fixed blades, just thrown in at the end because I think they're worth it. The Mossy Oak, D2 steel, G10 handles, Kydex sheath. These are a killer freaking deal. 4.9 star reviews. These generally go for $25, on sale for $19.99, and then we drop the price of the 704 Gear Baron, coated 14C28N, G10 handles, glass breaking pommel, Kydex sheath. These generally sell for $48, on sale for $32.99. All the info and linking will be in the description below. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.